No WiT is complete without its signature debate. So this is the same team from the WiT Virtual Summit on June 24th, and we've asked them back for a rematch. And the proposition is, the future belongs to Zoom Plus. It's so much better because we don't have to travel, we are in control, we don't have to wear pants. No, we are more productive. The tech is gonna get better. Please welcome adjudicator Louise, Daley, and the debating teams on Planet Travel, the best debating teams on Planet Travel, Timothy Hughes, Paulina, Chong, where are you sitting there? Timothy O'Neill-Dunn, Shyn Ho-Strangas, and Emilie Couton. Over to you, Louise.
Thank you, Soo-Hoon. I'm not sure I'm turned on. I don't know why you bothered to introduce the debaters, because they're not the important ones, right? Remember who the important one is. It's a debate like no other. So those of you who haven't been, strap yourselves in, because I can be bought. It's happened before. I look forward to it happening again. Brown paper bags and, you know, bottles of wine. But the proposition's a bit odd, I have to say today. It's topical, but it's a little bit unbalanced. So I don't know if later we're going to do a little bit of hokey pokey and call a draw, but essentially for me is that, you know, does life emerge as Zoom Plus? It's kind of like the difference between, or it's kind of like saying you want airports and duty-free versus tracksuit pants and martinis, right? Which, you know, I'm not really sure about the tracksuit pant and martini bit. I hope life comes back. So I think for arguing for Tim Hughes, and I presume this is the order we're going in, Tim Hughes, Paulina, and Cece. So why do you have it like this on the board? Okay, who is it again? Which one goes first? You lose points for this, right? So Paulina, Cece, and Tim, right? Yeah, Tim always goes last. But this time, Tim is 4, so he goes second last. So he's not that important. Okay, and against, and again, I think it's not the right way around. So against, we have Timothy O'Neill-Dunn. I know you're going first, Timothy, right? Where are the debaters? Are they there? You're just going to listen to me all night? Are they there?
We're here.
Oh, you're here. Wonderful. Okay, so actually it is Timothy O'Neill-Dunn, but I think Emilie goes second and Shyn third, right? Okay. So do you want to come up and sit down, or I mean, I'm here by myself? Oh, come. You can come up at the same time, right? You can sit down and wait your turn till I tell you. Right? Yeah.
I have an unnatural advantage because the 2 of my team members are actually there in the audience.
I will join in a short while.
You don't want to come up? No. Why?
I will let you know.
Oh, there's going to be some sort of parade.
Oh no, he's chicken.
Right.
They're chicken. They're chicken.
They are chicken. And I've already forgotten who goes first, who's on first. So Paulina's first. So Paulina, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
We don't have wine this time. Last time we spoke, we had wine. So Paulina, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
How many minutes do we have for Paulina? 3. Okay. Everyone has 3 unless I give them more. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Paulina, in 3, 2, 1, take it away.
So, in 2020, we teleconferenced ourselves through lockdown and to the new standard of communication. I have, in the last few months, seen numerous colleagues study, bedroom, lounges, across a multitude of Zoom calls, and have been introduced to tantrum toddlers, sulky teens, adorable baby, more than one vomiting pet, and significant others in various states of dress and undress. Hashtag don't Zoom from bed, thinking you can angle your laptop camera. You can't orchestrate that kind of team bonding. Now, before our opposing colleagues start throwing their fists in the air and stomping their feet and dismissing this new fandangle technology, talking about the good old days, let's rewind a bit and go back to the future. It took the personal computer roughly 15 years to hit an inflection point and become a product everyone had to have. And what was the first killer app that drove this adoption? Everyone's least favorite communication tool, email. Proof it doesn't have to be a better form of communication to drive adoption. With new communication technologies, old ones fall away. How awkward is it now to receive a phone call from anyone? I mean, when someone calls me, I'm like, dude, text me. It's so weird. The bottom line is, new technology succeeds when it makes what we're already doing better, cheaper, and faster. Now, teleconferencing has been fast-tracked with COVID, with Zoom peaking at 300 million daily meeting participants in April. No wonder the Zoom fatigue has set in. You know, it's becoming quite the issue when the most popular dog name in 2020 is Zoom, apparently followed closely by Boris. But this is the beginning of the story rather than the end. So what's the next evolution in the ongoing need to connect? As Johnny Thornton mentioned in his Back to the Future talk with an unnamed individual, will the future see us sitting in the WiT Hall as avatars of ourselves? Not as much fun, you say? I beg to differ. Picture a management meeting where you can throw a digital hamster at a colleague you disagree with. Something many of us have pondered in the past and have held back purely due to the fact that it's hard to get hamster availability. I'm not saying meeting in person is not great or preferable, but in a world getting smaller by the day and colleagues and friends spread around the globe, it's just so much more effort, not least because it now involves a COVID probe and pants are not mandatory. Yes, by the way, these are flannel. They're also elasticated, and that, my friends, is very hard to beat.
Well done, Paulina. I'm not quite sure about the sound quality there, and if that doesn't prove the proposition, I don't know what will. So let's moving right along. Timothy O'Neill Dunn, you kindly put your mute, which I think interrupted Paulina, so I've just reduced your time to 2 minutes.
That's okay. I mean, we're going to win anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've been trying to have the full effect here. I have, as you can tell, I have my mask. No, I'm not ready yet to start. I'm doing I got virtual jet lag already, so here I am. I'm ready whenever you are.
You've started.
I didn't start. You haven't told me I can start yet.
Okay, we can keep talking about it, or you could start.
Okay, I'll start when you say go.
Go.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome. In 1965, the US Bell system, now AT&T, had a memorable ad campaign, The Next Best Thing to Being There, immortalized in song by Randy Brown, and so it would appear also on Pinterest. But not content with that, in 1982, the Bell system followed up with yet another part of the myth by telling you that you could reach out and touch someone on a phone. Preposterous, you say? I agree. Give me the Diana Ross 1970 version. Everything I am saying here today is true and backed by science. Let's face it, we all wish we could do this WiT in person. Whoever said, I can't wait to have my morning Google Hangouts call, or is my dream holiday vacation. Actually, people are saying they're going on Zoom vacation, i.e. no Zoom. That's your side, technology. So, friends, let's not dwell on stupidity. My colleagues and I on this one want us to focus on the reality of life, virtual yes. Here are my 3 arguments against the proposition. Point number 1, the case for holidays and vacations is itself. Yes, it's science. Did you know there is only one country that has no rules for vacation time? Yes, it's the USA. Do we all want to live under the jackboot of that tax-dodging Trump? But oh, to be a public servant in Luxembourg who gets 47 paid holidays a year. Yes, it's a proven fact that traveling on holiday actually increases your productivity. Just ask the Luxembourgers. Point number 2, travel makes you richer and smarter. Actually, you don't even need to engineer serendipity, despite what the other team might say. Science says travel can make you richer. Proven fact. travel makes you smarter. Just ask Wine Traveler, the oracle of these sorts of things. And as for serendipity, well, apparently serendipity is so easy to attain, you could actually buy it as a product on Amazon. I would say, however, that getting it off requires a whole series of YouTube videos. Point number 3, and the tech makes it all better. Poppycock. How many people have had flawless meetings like this one? Go on, raise your hands in the audience and on Zoom. Oh, wait, I can't see. Never mind, never mind. So, we've already seen over the past few days some tech hiccups can always happen, despite Jerry and his team's tireless efforts. Another question. How many of you had online meetings or webinars that start and end on time? But wait, there's more. Has no one ever heard of Zoom bombing, a topic so important that it has its own Wikipedia page? So, my friends, you know voting against just makes sense. Please don't vote for the proposition. We have proved by science that the motion must be defeated. In conclusion, Zoom is A, not as smart as travel, B, doesn't make you richer or wiser as travel, C, doesn't make you happier as travel, and D, doesn't improve productivity as travel. The tech may be better than the old telephone, but we humans still can't get it right. And wouldn't we all rather be in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands in person right now? I would. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. You were doing so well until you mentioned tech issues. Loss of a few points. So now we get to see someone in the room. Cece, take it away.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the key word is plus. It's not Zoom. So all the problems that you're talking about, it's Zoom, right? Zoom is so today, right? It's 2D, you're looking at a laptop, seeing some videos of a friend, you're on 4G, people are dropping off, you hear echo, and people get freeze that, hello, hello, are you still there? This is Zoom today. So the question is, what is Zoom Plus? So imagine Star Trek, Star Wars, hologram. This is what Tui Ming, VP of Marina Bay Sands, said this afternoon. R2-D2, beam me up, right? This is the future. And MBS did it, right? They had a hologram speaker right in MBS, beamed from London, thousands and thousands of miles away. So in Zoom Plus, everything is in 3D. You could see your surrounding, you could hear everybody, you could see everything live. So just imagine, here I am, back in my house, having a coffee in my shorts. And I thought to myself, oh gosh, I need to be at MBS debate, or WiT debate. It's the debate of the century. Zoom Plus, beam me to MBS with my pants on. Thank you. I'm not done yet.
Finished?
Hi, Louise. Isn't it freaky that I appear just right behind you?
Without a mask, yep.
Isn't this amazing? And here I am right at Hybrid Studio in MBS. This is the future. This is Zoom Plus, that what you're talking about, right? So what you could do is that you could meet your client face to face. You could have a chat with your friends. You could play soccer. And if you are keen, you could join me and team in Paulina, because next Saturday, we are going on a hike on the Great Wall of China. And after that, we're going to have a picnic at Singapore River. Oh, that reminds me, right after this, I need to be in Shinjuku to have a drinks with some old friends from Borigin and Shibata-san. Thanks. That's all I have.
Well done. Thanks very much, CC. So next up, Emilie Couton. Right, you're next, right? Yeah. So Emilie's a VP of Digital Marketing Asia Pacific. She gets extra points because she's from Accor. Oh, wait, did I mention she's from Accor? Really smart. From Accor.
Looking for a job.
Take it away. Yeah. Still has a job. For a couple of days, for a couple of hours. Take it away.
Fellow travelers, how can video be the future of communication, honestly? It's merely a lifeline during a pandemic. And you just discovered video conferencing? Actually, picture phone was a smash hit at the World Fair in 1964. WebEx is 25 years old. Skype is 17. So why were you not glued to your Zoom screen before? Because you didn't have to, right? Yesterday, Shyn nicely asked you whether you prefer to be here or behind your screen, right? 97% of you said actually they prefer to be here, and 7% unashamedly lied. So obviously, when you have the option, you prefer to see Shyn in flesh, so do I. Video conferencing is an ersatz product. It's a substitute, right? But when the war against COVID is over, we'll go back to the real good stuff. We'll go back travel and meet with people face to face. Video doesn't support the key principle of communication. You know, communication is about 7% the words only, 35% is actually 38% is actually the tone, and 55% the gesture. So it's very difficult on Zoom to actually read the social cues and read the facial expression. So it's difficult and it's draining, and just only milliseconds of delay in interaction give you a negative perception. So it leads to misunderstanding. So yes, we've seen each other, we've heard each other, but have we understood each other? Second issue is actually eye contact. So people who practice a lot eye contact are seen as more friendly, attractive, and sincere, right? So let's try that right now. I'm going to try to have eye contact with Tim. So Tim, to do that, I have actually to look at the camera, right? Okay. But the thing is, I can't actually see you now that I see at the camera, and everyone thinks that I'm looking at them wherever they go, like Mona Lisa, so it doesn't work. So I'm also trying now with more participants. It's even harder, right? So nobody seems to be looking at each other, right? So we don't really know where is who is looking at who. And who is it turn to talk? Well, it's my turn to talk, obviously. But in a real face-to-face meeting, the gaze awareness tell you whose turn it is to talk, right? Not on Zoom. People are talking on top of each other. It's bloody rude. Finally, our attention span is really not glorious already, but Zoom makes it even worse. When you get into a real meeting room, usually you have mutually agreed about a topic, a common topic, right? Otherwise, you should stop going to those meetings. But when you do not share the same environment, not even the same time zone, good night, Tim, the joint attention is actually very limited. And it's not because you have just dropped into an online meeting that you're going to leave all your distraction behind. You still have the wine deliveries, super important not to miss. You've got the kids having their online classes. You have the bloody neighbor dog, right? So there is no obligation whatsoever to make whatever is happening on the screen your priority. And more often than not, it's not. So let's all agree just right now, as soon as we are released, we're going to drop video call. They are inefficient and draining. They make us look rude and inattentive. And in the unlikely event I didn't convince you tonight, that will be another blatant example of Zoom inability to communicate the truth. Thank you.
So I apologize. Emilie went for 3 minutes and 50 seconds. But did I mention she was from Accor? So Timothy Hughes, not O'Neill Dunn. I hope you've got your track pants on and your martini in hand.
No martini, but the pants are on, I promise you that.
Okay, bring it home.
Ladies and gentlemen, unambiguously, the future belongs to Zoom. And not just Zoom. It belongs to BlueJean and MS Teams and Slack and Hangout and WebEx and FaceTime and now even Skype. Skype. If you don't know, the presenters and the judges are connected via Skype, which means I had to reactivate Skype for the first time in years. I learned a lot about myself. I remembered my teacher's first name, my first dog's name. I had to identify 3 crosswalks and a stop sign. I got to reconnect with some people I'd forgotten. I got to reconnect 77. Svetlana Live 88 called me. I hadn't spoken to Nigerian Prince Big Bucks 27 in years, but he called me too. I mean, who knew that Microsoft buying a product could screw it up so much? But listen, being on Zoom, we've had to learn a lot of skills. We had to be learned to be absolutely on time. There's no being late on Zoom. You're 2 seconds late, the text messages will start flying. We also learned to be very appreciative of the more hearing impaired in our lives. We all learnt sign language. We all learnt Instant. We're all experts in ASL. And the greatest skill of all, the multitask. As I could talk and surf Facebook at the same time, watch me surfing Facebook. And now I'm doing the shopping. Now I'm chatting to Nigerian Prince Big Bucks. You don't know any of this. Heck, I'm watching Netflix. But just don't tell John Brown. John, I didn't do that. John, there was no watching Netflix, I promise. But there are downsides because it was very expensive. To be a serious Zoom person, you couldn't have a boring white background like this. If you wanted to compete with the top Zoomers like Rod Cuthbert, you need to spend thousands of dollars in second-hand books and line the back of your shelves with Shakespeare, Tolstoy, and make sure there's a big copy of 1984 there so you're making some poignant statement about the latest in 2020. But just like talking in real life, we had to learn some Zoom approaches. Do not be the Zoom sideways guy. Don't do your work over here. No one wants to look at your ear. Don't be the too low down guy. And absolutely, no matter what you do not be the up the nose guy. Nobody. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I checked the Urban Dictionary, and a Zoomer is a young person who makes fun of boomers. So given the new Tim Hughes hair displacement look, please let me be a Zoomer for just a little while longer.
Well, if the prize was going to the most entertaining, Timothy, rather than the most on topic, well, let's see. All right, and finally, as usual, leaving the best till last. Actually, no, Emilie was the best. Right, sorry. But no, same team. Shyn, take it away.
Thank you. Dear esteemed colleagues, I am so tremendously happy to be here today to see all of you in person. I don't know if you can, would you give up anything than to replace what we have here today? We will always be the group of people who were in the first hybrid WiT experience. Give it up, you think that's worth something. Nothing in the world can give you the kind of social richness that a live experience can give you. And to be perfectly honest and not imperfectly pretending to pay attention, that's Timothy Hughes, I'm relieved to finally be able to put on some pants, get a haircut, put on some perfume, and actually be here in person today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am real. I'm not a figment of your imagination. I'm not another 2D face on your device. And I can actually give you an actual elbow high after this. We can go partying, but not after 10:30. And what does it mean to belong? As widely understood, to belong is to be the property of a person or a thing. So to concede our future to Zoom Plus, it is to give our destiny to a company with a PE ratio of 634. That future is overvalued, defies all fundamental principles, and is propped up by irrational sentiment of complete strangers. I insist for our future to belong to us. I bet on us. We have to bet on us. And are we really in control right now? Our ability to travel has been taken away. We're all working from home and there is no escape. We're no longer in control of how we want to spend our time as our calendars are open to all. Remember how we used to be able to miraculously disappear from our desks to avoid an awkward conversation? That is no longer possible. Now someone can just force themselves in your calendar, hijack 30 minutes of your time for a conversation you can have in 2. And they don't even have the courtesy to buy you coffee. It's attention kidnapping, it's attention abuse. You think you love Zoom? It's Stockholm Syndrome. Wake up and smell the real cookies. There is nothing to love in Zoom, and the control we think we have is a disillusion. Many have talked about improved productivity as they allocate commuting times to exercise, or maybe longer work hours. A recent survey found that work from homers, we're no longer white collar knowledge workers. We have a new unflattering label now, work from homers. Yes, you heard it right. Work from homers are emotionally and mentally more distressed than frontliners dealing with a virus that has claimed more than 1 million lives globally. We are not productive. We are collectively anxious, abused, and burnt out. What we need is not Zoom Plus. What we need is Zoom Divide, so the power of infinity. What we want is not to be deluded into a misperception of control, but to be real, to be spontaneous, to feel butterflies in our stomach and experience real, genuine serendipity, which is what we are experiencing today in person. And what we desire is to use all our 5 senses to feel human again, the exhilarating brush of an arm, to smell the heady concoction of a crowd in a room, and to hear the murmurings of support. Yes, and all the sense from the audience, to be able to view this room with a peripheral vision, and also choose to lock eyes with someone in the audience, and to never ever hear the words, "I think you're on mute," again. Thank you.
Well done, well done. Look, I've been doing this for a couple of years. The quality continues to rise, and I know everyone that you've heard tonight makes it look and sound super easy. It is not. So please, again, well done. And for the people who actually debated, yeah, you did okay as well. All right. Sohoon, would you like to come up?
Yeah, so did
we...
y'all enjoy that debate? Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I mean, you know, the amount of preparation that goes into this is more than any other session at WiT. I want to tell you that. So thank you for all the preparation. So now you get to vote, okay? So online, vote on the poll. But in the room, you're here with me, right? So we want to hear some cheering, okay? The louder one wins, right? Okay.
I judge.
You judge, okay.
I judge.
So
all
the
right.
proposition is what? The future is Zoom Plus. Who votes for? 4.
Who votes for 4?
I vote for Zoom Plus.
All right, and let's hear it for against.
Yeah! It was kind of a stacked debate, actually, right?
What did we get online? Do we know? What did we get online?
But what did we get online?
Okay.
It's technology.
So Vera, okay, so this is pretty overwhelming.
What?
I think the clap said it all.
Okay.
Right? I think the noise of the clapping said it all. So,
but I really believe, though, that if we can go into a future that's beyond Skype, Timothy, that's beyond what we have now, I do believe that I do welcome that future. Even me that's running this hybrid event. So thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much. You were great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.